Hello, and welcome back to Nalawale Kai Kohola. This session features Skitz. Um, Go ahead and introduce yourself. Describe your character. You don't need to say what class you are. Just describe what he looks like, what he's wearing, and what he's doing at this very moment.
So Skitz has short, dark black hair. He's about 5'5". He's not so much lanky as he is just very lean. Uh, he's got muscle, but it's just toned very, very well. And he likes to impersonate nobles. That he favors is the fancy man of Cornwood. His signet ring is it looks like it looks like an ear of corn etched into the side of like a cut of wooden log. And well, I guess I'll describe the fancy man as well. The fancy man of Cornwood is he has like straw blonde hair about shoulder length and is most notable by his red robes he wears. And so that's for descriptions. As of the character himself, he's he's not so much a master of disguise yet, but he plans on getting there, and that's how he achieves his goals by impersonating people and pretending to be people he isn't. And another notable thing about him is his weapon he uses, which is a double-bladed sword, which is notable or unnotable, depending on where you come from. I think that's it.
All right, and at this very moment in time, you are.
So at this moment in time, I am laying on a bed, staring at a ceiling. This beautiful woman next to me, a noble's daughter. And I'm just kind of taking in the events that just happened. And it being a noble's room, I imagine that there's many bureaus and chests and drawers and things. So as I'm laying here looking at the ceiling, I kind of want to idly rummage around in the drawers next to me.
All right. As you start sliding open the drawer, what?
Sorry, Fancy Man wears glasses.
Okay. As you start to slide open the drawer, the door to the room crashes open. Immediately, two heavily armored men with axes walk in. Um, I'm sorry, spears walk in to the room, and behind them stands Lord Ukrit, um, who is this woman's father. He takes in the scene in the room and points to you and yells, "Seize him!" And the two guards move forward to grab you.
All right, I grab my I quickly grab my glasses off the nightstand I'm on, and so can I have any liberty with the room layout?
Yeah.
Okay, word. So say like mm, here's the bed. I'm on the side of the bed that was like facing the door, and then on the other side there's a window, and there's a chair next to the window where I conveniently put the majority of my clothing. I have pants on right now, but not fully dressed. I hit them out so they'd be like in a position easy to grab. So I want to try and like roll over Chicky Doodle backwards and like land on that side of the bed. Grab my well. How high up are we?
All right, so the layout of the city you're in is it's a dwarven city called Kumu Maona that is built into the side of a mountain. Um, it's built in two levels basically. The upper class, richer people live in buildings built into the cliff face above the lower city. Um, so the building you're in is elevated. There's I mean there's walking room outside of it, but it's not all there's not like a big yard. There's a cliff pretty much just outside the window.
Um, are the buildings like do they stagger when they're built? Like how close is the nearest
Well, the
okay.
place the part of the city you're in is pretty much just like a flat line of buildings, and there's maybe like three levels of it, um, pretty close together. It stands about 50 feet above the lower city that's built on the ground, and there's three staircases leading down that kind of back curve along each other. Um, One on either side near the ends of the city and one right in the center. So you're pretty much on like a flat level.
Flat wall?
Well, like a flat, like a plateau where all the buildings are built on. Um,
Yeah, and it comes out over.
well, it's set back. It's recessed just a little bit into the face of the mountain.
All right. So no jumping out the window.
Well, no, there's ground, but it's not like you can jump out and run straight. There's maybe like 5 feet before the cliff. So yes, you can jump out the window.
All right. Yeah. I want
Okay.
to jump out the window with my belongings.
All right. I want you to make a um, dexterity check. A dexterity saving throw.
I got a 10.
You got a 10. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I got a 12.
All right. Uh, so as you're climbing over the woman laying next to you, you stumble just a little bit. Gives the guards a second to just latch onto your ankle. Um, but because of the direction you're going in, you manage to slip just over the bed and fall on the floor. But you have enough time to get up, grab your things, and jump out the window. Though you do miss your shirt.
Oh no, I missed my shirt.
Yeah, you got the robe, just not your undershirt.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So as soon as I land, I take in my surroundings real quick. Want me to? Or you got my passive perception.
Yeah. No. I mean, you'd cased the place before. You knew what you were doing. Um,
Yeah.
so you're not too worried about find. You know where you need to go. It was planned this way.
All right. So
So
so what do I have on this
so
landing
you
here?
so you're closer to one side of the city, so it's going to be easier for you to run towards that side rather than to the center. Also, that passes by the back of the house rather than the front.
Okay. So I start to make my way while clothing myself, and
Okay.
I'm gonna go behind the house. run around behind the house to the side of the city, try and get out.
right? Um, so you, all right. So as you're getting dressed, you run towards the staircase and start climbing, making your way down it. No issue, though you do know that the guards are chasing behind you. You did give yourself enough of a lead to make it as long as you keep going.
All right, so right now I'm at a place where no one can see me.
Um,
Like, did I leave off in the middle of that staircase?
yeah, I mean it's up to you.
All
How
right.
far you want to go.
Are there any like? I mean, there's not like full blown alleyways, but are there any like in like little channels or something?
Well, though, so once you make it down to the lower city, um, the layout's pretty much a grid of low stone buildings. Um, as I said before, it's an ancient, well, it's an old dwarven city that was created before the Azers kind of pushed out the dwarves. Um, so there's actually quite a few forges in the area. Actually, a lot of the old forges have been converted into homes to make room for people. Most of the city's humans now, though a few Azers live there, and even less Aquelvans do.
All right.
So there, I mean, there's because of the grid structure, it'll be pretty easy to, confuse.
So as I'm running downstairs, I'm going down.
Yeah, so like
Yeah, no, I'm getting
it
it in
kind
my
of
head now.
it cuts back and forth down. Like it runs along the side of a cliff that kind of moves back, but it's a very steep incline. So it kind of just cuts back and forth, running up and down the side of the cliff.
All right. As soon
Um,
as I round,
by the time you get to the bottom of it, you hear the guards above you clambering down, and there's
well,
more of them now.
well, okay. Well, I guess instead when I reach the bottom, I stow the red cloak and I take off the straw blonde wig that I was wearing for part of my disguise and put them in my bag along with the glasses as well.
All right, so you're doing that as you hit the ground, or you want to like cut in an alley real quick before you do?
I wanted to do it as I was rounding one of the corners of the staircase. Like as soon as I rounded it, saw no one in front of me, I started putting things away.
Okay.
And so now that brings me down to the end of the staircase.
Yep.
What I
So at the end of the staircase, then you get into I mean, there's enough. It's wide enough that it's not like really crowded for people to try to get up and down. But once you get maybe like 30, 40 feet from the face, um, from the start of the mountain, there's buildings like in a straight line just running across the side of it. And then once you get there, it's a grid of low stone buildings.
okay. So as I exit the staircase, I start to I slow my pace like noticeably to the point where I just look like a regular dude walking along. Oh, now I guess my actual outfit is very very dark. It's all just black leather mainly, black leather armor that actually has sleeves on it with different buckles and straps to hang stuff off of or attach a pouch to. I look very much like a mercenary.
Okay. I'm just
With,
gonna
with
say it's
like
gonna
a
take
quarter.
you. It's gonna take you a little while to get all your armor back on. Your
Okay.
clothing's fine, but you'll probably be strapping up your armor as you're walking around. I just want you to make a stealth check real quick. Um,
Deal.
just to make sure that the guards didn't see you changing or anything.
Oh yeah, that's plus dex plus proficiency, right?
Right, and I don't know if you took expertise in stealth,
Yeah.
but that'd
Oh,
give
I
you a
did.
double.
I have a
Yeah, so
23.
double. So that's your double proficiency bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 20. Yeah, I got a 23.
Yeah. So you're fine. Um, well,
What?
let me roll their perception just in case. Yeah, you're good.
Just in case I get them.
Well, because they're actively looking for you, it's not a passive thing. So I just want to make sure that they didn't roll an at 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're good. You managed to slip away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
you had an escape plan worked out with Edmure already. Um, I'm going to leave that up
yeah.
to you. The narrative's completely yours right now. You describe what you do, how you're getting out of the city. The end result is that you're going to meet up with him um, at a designated location on the shore away from the city.
Okay. I'm. All right. I'm just gonna saunter along. Like I'm not in any rush. I want to go to that shore away from the city and meet up with Edmund. So
Okay.
I want to kind of make my way there. What kind of shops do I see?
Um,
Or, like,
like I
are there any shops?
well, like I said, there's a lot of forges there. Uh, a lot of, I mean, for the most part, a lot of them have been converted into homes, but a few of them are still active. Um, just by the by living where you are, that Azers are more proficient in forge work and steel work. Um, so the ones here, I've really they make basic um, things for people like hinges, nails, stuff like that. It's not really there's not too many weaponsmiths among the forges. Um, there's also, I mean, it's a decent sized city, so um, there are other shops. It's a little later in the evening, so a lot of the street merchants are not, I've already packed up and gone in for the day, so it's not too busy. There are people outside.
Yeah, I got you. It's the end of the workday. All right. Yeah, I was gonna pickpocket, but never mind. I'll just carry on my way.
Right. So as you're making your way through the city, you hear a group of children over to your right. They come running by, laughing, playing with each other. And one of them bumps into you and trips a little bit, and just gets back up and keeps running along with his friends.
I
Um,
tried to grab
okay, make a reflex, dex savings throw.
a dex.
Yeah, just because he was moving pretty quick. He wasn't, you know.
Yeah, I got a 16.
Okay, you grabbed him.
I immediately start searching his person for anything he could have stolen from me.
All right. You don't find anything in his pockets or anything. He's completely barehanded, and as far as you can tell, he was just playing with his friends. As you're searching him and checking his legs for anything, your hand gets warm and wet. You look up and see that the child is crying, um, and then you notice that he peed on you as you were searching him.
So I just look at him like a complete look of shock on my face, and I gently set him down on his feet and pat him on the head, and I say, "With the hand he peed on," and and I say, "I'm sorry, I mistook you for a thief. Run along now, play with your friends."
Yeah, he books it away. His friends were standing a good distance away, kind of waiting to see what happened. As you make your way back, you notice a few adults saw the interaction and are starting to approach you. Um, you can ignore them or you can interact with them if you want. They were a little distance away, but they're walking towards you now.
There's no need for all of that now. Nothing's going on here, nothing to see, and I just start heading on my way towards the shore.
Are you walking?
I start to walk, and I'm judging what I'm going to do next based on their reactions.
Well, there's a few like decent sized men are intently following you right now, yelling for you to stop. I'm not quite running at the moment, but they're definitely have words for you.
All right, so I'm going to reach into a pouch and take out a generous handful of ball bearings and scatter it in the direction towards the men and book it.
Okay. Um, all right. You managed to get away. A few of them start to give chase and lose their footing over the ball bearings. You duck around a couple corners and make it out.
Bomb!
Also now aware that both your disguise and regular clothes are being looked for, at least by a few people. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, you saw me.
Oh, we're live.
Sorry.
um, all right, so uh, so all right, yeah, I'm just gonna keep making my way, trying to be stealthier than I was now, keeping an eye out for anyone who glances at me twice or something, or just gives me the wrong sort of look and gives me a reason to be worried.
Okay. You don't see any more. Nobody else tries to stop you. You see a kind of ragged woman sitting by a building, and as you walk by her, she holds her hand out to you. Um, she doesn't talk.
I give her a high five and keep walking.
All right. As you do that, you notice that your hand is covered in some thick grime. You think to yourself how disgusting this day has been since you left.
All right, I stop real quick, wipe it on the back of her shirt, and continue walking.
All right. Make to passive perception 12. Okay.
What are you doing?
Anyway, so you keep walking, and eventually you make it out of the city. No more issues. Keeping in mind that you may not want to return here anytime very soon.
Yeah.
Uh, so it takes you the better part of the evening to get where you're going. By this time, Kern, which is the moon, um, has risen pretty. You can see it off of like a 45-degree angle, coming up over the horizon. So you know it's getting pretty late. Midnight, it will be directly overhead, so it's about halfway between noon and midnight. Um, it's definitely dark out, but Kern's giving off a decent red glow. It's not quite full, but you can see by it a little, though it's a dull red. Um, so things are, a little more shaded than humans are really capable of seeing well in. Um, but you have no problem meeting up with Edmund. Um, when you arrive, he's sitting by a rowboat, um, waiting for you. he looks up and says, "Boy, you took your time, huh? Hey, do you have any problems?"
Well, one of the smaller ones peed on me.
Smaller ones?
One of the little kids.
Oh,
One of the guards, he says. So how things go on your end?
and he reaches into his pocket and pulls out this almost golden metal circle with a little knob on the top of it, and kind of tosses it up in the air and catches it and says, "We got it. Let's get out of here." Um,
After you.
huh?
After you.
All right, so he hops in the rowboat and grabs one of the oars.
All right, so I get in the back of the rowboat and sit, and then I take my short staff off my back and reveal the blades inside, and then I just start tending to them, like on my lap in the rowboat.
Okay. He glances back at you and says, "Are you gonna help?" Uh,
Oh, I didn't
like
realize it. Okay.
he only grabbed one oar. Um,
Oh, all right. Yeah, okay, all right. So I just kind of shake my head. And I'm like, sorry, I forgot where I was. I put the words away, put it back on my back, and get up and grab an oar and help him out.
cool. All right. Um, so your destination, well, your organization is, or the bigger part of it at least is set up on Crown Island. Um, so you'll be heading over there, um, which so you can see is camera's backwards. Okay, right here is where you were. And you're going.
Yep.
Stop making noise so my voice comes up. Okay, good. You're going to this island, which I haven't filled in too many details for yet, but here to here. All right. So it
All
shouldn't
right.
take you. It's not going to take you too long, but it's a little bit of a distance away. It's going to take at least a couple hours to get there. Um, you're going to stay kind of close to the coast, just so that you don't go into the really deep water there. Um, in the middle, in that empty area where there's a lot of water, is one of the underground tunnels leading to the Aqualvan cities. So it's deeper there. The water's a little bit choppier. But yeah. So a few hours in, you pass by a couple of the smaller islands. See a couple late night fishermen out on the shores. A few in boats, but nothing really of note. As you and Edmund are paddling or whatever, do you want to talk to him or anything, or are you just heading over
Yeah.
in silence? Anything you want to talk to him about?
So did you run into any complications?
No, it went off without a hitch. Plan worked perfectly. How was she?
A gentleman never kisses and tells.
I've never known you to be a gentleman. Next time you're getting the item, I'm going in. I'll be the decoy.
There's no way in hell I'd let you do that. You know that. The fancy man of Cornwood is known far and wide for his prowess in bed.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Michael's just showed up and he's like, hmm.
Well, that's all right. Your hands aren't quite as fast as mine yet anyway. You probably would have had more trouble getting it. Ah, that sucks. Well, I'll take this time for a quick plug. Um, so this is session 04. Um, we have one more character to introduce. That will be on May 16th, and then May 30th will be the full group. If you guys are interested in seeing any of these, a good amount of these players are playing another campaign um, over on the Wooden Die channel. So go check those out if you're enjoying this. Um, it's called the Heroes of Luxtos. Also, another one of the players has a music channel, Acid Drop OSY, ACIDROP OSY. All right, you're back. His music's awesome, so go check it out. Anyway, so I don't know if you caught the last part. Edward said to you that he
Whatever.
wasn't sure that your hands were really fast enough to do what he had to do anyway.
Well, if that's what you need to tell yourself to sleep at night, that's fine with me.
You've actually seen him in action, and you know that he's a pretty well accomplished thief that's managed to get into the good graces of the higher nobility.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still gonna give him a little gusto.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys continue bullshitting with each other, Rowan. By the way, there's no swear jar in this campaign, so feel free to swear if it's appropriate.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, no, if it's appropriate, don't just swear for the hell of it. But um, yeah, I'm not worried about it. So yeah, so anyway, you guys are almost there, maybe another hour. Um, and one of your as you're pedaling, you feel your oar hit something, um, which you know is not right because you're far enough out that you wouldn't be hitting any reefs or anything or rocks. That you're deep enough to not hit anything. Um,
Edmund,
Having that
feel
tip
that?
you off. Oh, no. What happened?
My oar just hit something.
Um, that's strange. So having that tip you off, I want you to make a perception check.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. That's fine. So
Is it building?
Edmund rolled a 5, so you're not much better. So he looks around a little bit and says, "That's weird. You still got the oar, right?"
For now, as I slowly reach my hand back to my sword.
All right. So he said, whatever. Just keep going. So you guys make it another little while.
Wait, I want to check it out. What happens when I bang the oar against it? Because I stopped rowing as soon as I hit it.
Oh, nothing. It's you don't see it, notice anything now.
Oh,
Um,
God. Okay.
so yeah, whatever it was moved. You think it might be? I mean, it could have been like a turtle or something that just happened to be too close to the boat. Um, anyway, so you make it a little bit further. All of a sudden, the boat lurches. Make a reflex check or a dex saving throw.
Oh, I got an 8.
All right. You get thrown out of the boat into the water.
Okay.
um, and Edmund also falls overboard. Um,
What incarnation?
and then as you look around in the direction back towards the boat, um, you see these two sets of eyes just surface up over the water um, of a pale, um, greasy heads come up. And if you want to make a nature check, I can tell you whether or not you know what they are.
Yes. I got an 11.
11. All right. So just, I mean, they're common enough, though it's weird to see them this far away from Kearns Bay. Um, but you know them to be troglodytes, basically frog people. Um, and they're coming straight towards you guys. So I want you to roll initiative.
Oh, God. Yo. 11.
All right. All right. So, where is it? All right. So these things come up really quick on you. One of them goes for either one of you. Um, you got 11 total, right? Give me 1 second. I don't know why, but I don't have my player's handbook on me, and I need to grab it.
All right. I go get a cup of coffee.
All right. So one troglodyte goes after each of you. One that attacks Edmund misses. Um, the other one swims up to you and a 17. Will that hit? Yeah. Okay, so he hits. You take um, 6 damage as his claw slashes into your arm. Now it's Edmund's turn. All right. So,
What have you been saying this whole time?
oh, did you drop? Sorry.
No, I got up to get coffee. You can't see my video?
Well, I had my stat page up, so no, I didn't actually. All right. So did
Oh, my
you?
bad, dude.
All right. So one of them attacked Edmund and missed. The other one managed to swipe at you and did 6 damage.
Oh, my God, what?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Um,
bad. How close are we to shore?
um,
Not in
not,
sight?
not. I mean, it's in sight. You know these things will outswim you, though.
Wait, can I use my... Did you count the 17 AC?
I rolled a 17. Like
Oh, wow.
I hit for 17, so I would have hit anyway. Um,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Um... Hmm. Where's the boat in relation to me?
It's on the other side of the troglodytes.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna draw one sword so that I can keep myself afloat. Unless, can I use two swords?
You can, but your second attack will be at disadvantage. And also, it's gonna be piercing damage, just
Yeah,
because
I'm
slashing
trying.
wouldn't
Yeah,
work too well.
trying to stab at him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and stab at him.
Okay.
All right, so I got. Gosh, I rolled a 16.
Oh, you hit.
I okay. So that was that one. I got a 15 there and a 10 there. So my offhand was I rolled a 10. I had proficiency in what to that? In
You
Dex?
you got a 10 with your disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, if you add anything to it, you hit.
Yeah. I had Dex and proficiency, right? For base attack?
Um, I don't I don't know. Real quick.
I, I'm sorry. I didn't write that down at all. It's my
When you
fault.
take, yeah, you don't add your ability modifier to the damage, so you do add your proficiency in strength or dexterity to it, but you don't get it for damage.
Oh, yeah. Then I rolled a 16. On so I get 2 hits. Oh, killed. What the? Oh. And then I add my Dex because it's a finesse, right?
You add your dex to one roll, yeah, so you'll add it once.
Yeah. Well, I dealt 12 damage.
Okay. So describe you felling this thing in one stab,
So this thing
or
swiped
two
at
two
me.
stabs, I guess.
Yeah. So this thing swiped at me, and as it latched its claws into my chest, I, uh, I drew both my swords in an underhand grip, and then just stabbed it through the eyes, and then took them out real quick,
All right. Uh,
and start swimming over to. Or actually, I try to get back in the boat.
okay. Um, all right. So now it's Edmund's turn. He,
In
uh,
the boat?
huh? No, he fell
Am
out
I in
too.
the?
You make
No,
it to the
no.
boat. You're gonna have to take an action to climb into it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. So Edmund attacks with a short sword and hits, doing 8. All right. So he does 8 damage. So you see, um, Edmund draw his sword, come up under the water, and you see the tip of his sword breach the surface a little bit as it comes out of the troglodyte's shoulder, um, before retracting out. Then he kind of kicks away from it a little bit and manages to disengage himself. Um, Goes back to the troglodyte's turn, and he's going to get a full attack on Edmund. So, all right. So, really crappy rolls. Um, yeah, he basically just completely didn't got a little misdirected after getting stabbed and kind of just lunged at nothing. Um, Going back to your turn as the other troglodyte that you stabbed earlier starts sinking under the water.
All right. How far away is this other troglodyte from me?
Um, about 10
Is he
feet. Not.
is he next to the boat?
I mean, yeah, he's a little bit away from it. But yeah,
Would I be able to make an attack if I got on the boat?
yeah. But to get into the boat's a climb action.
Yeah, I can use a bonus action for my offhand.
If you take the attack option,
Right.
right, I think you have to attack in order to get the bonus action.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, when you take an attack
Okay.
action, you can use a bonus action to attack with the other one.
All right. I'm just gonna swim up behind him and yeah, I'm gonna swim up behind him and attack him.
All right.
Uh, do I have advantage?
Mm, no, but only because you're. I mean, it's because you're swimming. It's not because you wouldn't have it.
Okay. Did would I get sneak attack off on this?
No, it's
All right.
too difficult for you swimming to make an effective attack.
Well, I got I got a 20 on my offhand attack and a 19 on my main hand.
Okay. Roll your damage. Your offhand's just going to be 6. So you're going to roll 2d6. Add
Yeah, and
add your dex. Wait, you got a nat 20 or you
it's
or a
11.
total?
No, no, no.
Oh,
20.
okay. So just a 2d6 plus your dex.
Yeah, I got 11.
All right. So this thing is practically down. Um, you can describe how you. I mean, it's on its last leg. So go ahead and describe what you did to it.
All right, so I basically had my body in a straight line and was just doing like the worm in the water to move with both my swords just pointed out in front of me. And came up behind it and I was aiming for like the center of its spine. But at the last minute, it shifted a little bit and threw off my aim to the point where I stabbed one sword through its right shoulder blade and the other sword came down and like just barely missed where the kidney would be
All right.
on the left side.
Cool. All right. So its head kind of sinks underwater for a second as it screams and bubbles come up around it. You hear like a little blue, and then its head resurfaces. It ducks underwater um, and then lunges from underneath you at you. Um, all right. So it's going to manage to get 2 claw attacks off on you, doing 6 damage.
I'm down.
You're down. Are you at 0 or are you under?
I'm that would bring me to -3,
Okay.
but there's no neg.
All right. So seeing you go under, Edmund just reaches up with his last attack and manages to just stab into the thing's head with it being distracted from you, um, and pulls you up into the boat. Uh, he manages to patch you up well enough, um, but you're still unconscious. So um, so you wake up on shore, laying in the sand. With choking up a little bit of water as you come to. You look up, look around you. Um, Now it's pretty much midnight. You can see Kern directly overhead. As you look around you, you'll see Edmund sitting by you, just waiting for you to come to the boat, only a few feet away from you, beached on the shore.
That was awful.
Oh, good, you're awake. Are you all right? So you have
My
one hit.
right.
You have one hit point right now. Just
Knocked me out underwater.
yeah, you got a pretty good gash in your belly there. I managed to wrap it up, but we're gonna have to see somebody about that.
Yeah, where's the nearest town?
Um, it's not too far off. It's a small village, but we should be able to get there soon. I'll help you walk. And he says, "Can you stand?" And he kind of like he goes over to help you stand. Puts his arm under you, and you guys make your way over to the village. Um,
Appreciated.
so as you're walking by, Edmund just like jokes around with you about how you need to learn how to use those swords better. Maybe take some swimming lessons.
Dick.
um, so yeah,
Does he have noticeable wounds?
huh?
Does he have any noticeable wounds?
He actually didn't get hit, so no.
Wow. What an asshole.
um, so yeah, you guys make it over um, to this small village of wooden huts. Um, it's not too much. There's only, I mean, there's like a longhouse that looks like it's used for like communal things, but for the most part, it's just small houses, thatch roofs, wooden structures. Um,
Okay.
Edmund brings you over to the longhouse just for you to rest while he finds help. Um,
All right.
Considering the time of day, not too much. Not too much is going on. There's nobody outside or anything. So he sets you down, gets you comfortable, and tosses the little item at you, and tells you to try to figure out what it does while he goes and tries to get you some help.
All right. So I catch said item and I flip it over in my hands.
All right. So looking at it, you can see it's pretty much like it's a perfect circle. With just like, or I mean, it's like a small compressed cylinder with rounded sides. Um, there's a slit along one side of it, and a small, almost unnoticeable hinge on it. And on top of it, there's a dial of some sort. It's you've never seen anything quite like it, but your organization has been collecting similar enough items recently for you to know that it's along the lines of the things you guys have been looking for. Um, Opening it up, your one side, the side that opens up is uh, just kind of concave on that one side, um, and then on the other side um, is a clear um, glass covering, and underneath are these strange markings running along the outer edges of the circle. Um, it looks. Do you speak any languages other than Koholin?
I should have picked one.
Yeah, humans get two languages, right?
Yeah, I only chose common. I meant to ask you what other
It's
languages get
called well,
preference.
common is Koholin here. Um,
Cajon.
yeah, it's
Oh,
a
that.
dialect.
How do you spell that?
Koholan.
K-O-H-O-L-A-N.
Yep. And then you get I guess if you do get another language, you get a choice of Azer and Aquelvin are the two most common languages. But then um, there were dwarves around long enough for that to be a language and
No.
the script is pretty much the same as the Azer script.
Yeah. I'd say I'd know Dwarven
Dwarvish
because of
rather.
my
Well,
interest in mechanics. Well, no, you did say Azer were better at forging, so
yeah.
yeah, okay, Azer.
All right.
Whoever's better at forging.
Okay. So anyway, the alphabet that Azers and dwarves use is pretty much the same. Though oh, it's Ignan, not Azer. Sorry. But they use the same alphabet as dwarves. Um, so anyway, the script on the face of this item looks almost dwarvish, but you can't quite make sense of it. Though it's familiar enough that you're not you know that um, this is the first of the items that you've seen that has any writing on it. Um, a lot of them are just gears and whatnot. But anyway, also in the direct center, there's a pin, and there's um, two sticks coming off it that lay um, parallel to the face of it. Um, of One's a little bit wider than the other one. They're not moving. Um, and then looking at the back of it, you see a little um, like a small seam in it that looks like it could pop open. Um, what do you want to do with it? Is there anything
Uh,
particular you want to look at?
well, I imagine opening it. Could I just pry it? Did I pry it apart?
Well, it flips open on a hinge to
Yeah,
reveal the face of it.
just by like moving it.
Yeah, like it
Okay.
just popped open. You didn't have to like force it too much.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna try the dial at the top and try to spin it either way, or move it, or press it, or I'm
Okay.
gonna fiddle with.
All right. So you notice that turning it moves the arms on the face of it um, only in one direction. Um, but then you also notice that it pulls out. If you pull on it, it pulls out a little bit. And twisting it that way, when it's pulled out, it goes in the opposite direction, and you can kind of hear um, things moving inside, but the arms aren't moving.
Hmm.
Um,
The arms aren't moving.
right, when it's pulled out, the arms don't move. But you hear something inside of it um, turning as you do it.
Well, I'm gonna click it back down.
Okay. As you do that, the arms start moving independently. Um, the thicker one moves a little bit. Well, the thicker one starts moving. The thinner one seems to stay in place. And the thicker one's not moving very fast. But watching it enough, you you see slight movement in it, and it's constantly moving. It's not like ticking or anything. It's just very very slowly rotating.
All right, I'm gonna flip it over on the back and look at the place where it looks like it can be opened.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and use my thieves' tools. I'm sure I have something in there to help me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to try and see if I can ever so gently pop it open.
Okay. It pops off. Not like breaking or anything. It once you get the right angle on it, it just pops right out. There's clips that hold it in place. And inside you see thousands or hundreds at least of tiny little gears. I don't really know how else to explain it. I don't know if you know to call them gears, but they're gears. And they're all turning independently, moving some faster than others, all different sizes, a few springs inside. Um, and this inside of it looks very familiar to you. You've seen pretty much everything that you've collected has similar things inside of it, though not always set up, never really set up the same, and obviously all for different functions.
Yeah, so it's a matter of trying to piece together what this function is.
Right.
All right. Well, I replaced the backing, knowing that tampering with such a intricate object is probably not the best idea if I want to figure out what it's for. So, yeah, I replaced the back, and then, am I in a windowed room?
It's basically just like a long, maybe like 30-foot open ground um, covered structure. Like it's not like a tent. There's posts along the sides of it that just hold up a roof basically, but it's open.
Oh, all right. Uh, I'm gonna. I can't tell what the symbols are all around it, like on the face.
No, I mean it's similar to the Azer script, but it's not really recognizable. Um, there's um, there's 31 markings in it um, along the base of it. Um, which,
30.
yeah, 31's a pretty consistent number, where a year is broken up into 31 months. A month is 31 days. A day is 31 hours. Um, so
Okay, okay.
yeah, so 31's like a really common number
All
culturally.
right.
I
Well,
mean, even worldwide. But as far as you know, at least in this region, it's 31 aligns with the sun and moon, which are also the gods of the area. Um,
okay.
so it's like it's a holy number. But yeah,
All right. So I'm gonna just sit there and look at the hands and watch the hands. And after about an hour of this, I start to get real agitated, impatient.
well, way before the hour comes, Edmund comes back with a sleepy looking
All
older
right.
man, and he's carrying a bowl. He comes over to you and says, "Let me see your wounds."
All right. So I move to let him see my wounds, and I look at Ed Mug and I say, And I say, I don't know what this does yet, but the thing moves as slow as a shadow. And maybe put two and two together.
I'll roll an investigation check.
I got a 10.
All right. Well, after considering you've only been messing with it for about 15 minutes, you don't really put any piece anything together. Um, though any extended amount of time with it, you might figure out what it's doing. Anyway, Edwig says that's strange, and he holds his hand out for you to give it to him so you can take a look at it. As
I
the
say, no, I'm done with this.
huh?
I say, no, I'm not done with this. You're good at the fighting and such. I'm good at the figuring out these things.
He says, "Well, I mean, between the two of us, but you know, Angel will have a way better time with it than you would." Um, Angel is one of the head researchers in the guild that you're in. Who's he's actually one of the founding members of it. When he came across a few of these items.
All right, well,
So anyway, the older man starts putting this ointment on your cuts as you're talking to Edmund. Um, it burns a
he's
little bit.
not a bit until I'm done with it either.
So the ointment burns a little bit, but it not too much to like bother you, I'd imagine.
It's a good burn.
Huh?
It's a good burn.
Yeah. Um, and then after he's done, he wraps you up again with some fresh bandages. So after he wraps you up, and Edmund thanks him and gives him some obsidian, and thanks for the help. The old man hobbles away. Edmund looks at you, and his face is a bit more serious now, and he tosses a torn piece of cloth on your lap. Um, and he says, "I took this from one of those things. I've never known them to be organized before, but it seems strange for them to have a symbol of themselves. And on it, it's just a black strip of cloth with a lantern, um, and in the center of it is a blood red circle. Um,
In the center of the lantern.
yeah. So it's like a white outline of a lantern with a blood red circle in the middle of it.
Dragon Ball.
It's not a Dragon Ball.
White outline, you said?
Hmm.
And this was it was a Salhagen?
No, it was a troglodyte.
No, troglodytes.
Yep.
Okay.
Um, so Edmund says these creatures are so dumb. They fight amongst themselves as easily as they fight amongst anyone else. It's strange to see them so far from Kearns Bay, and even stranger to see them wearing any signs of organization or worship or anything. It's a little disconcerting. Um, this might be something to bring to the king's attention.
Yes, yes, all in good time. Not until I'm done with this.
Um, so anyway, so Edwig says, uh, "Fine, take your time with it, I guess, but you should probably get some sleep and rest." Um, the
Yeah, it's only the hour of blah 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 though.
Huh?
I said yes. It is only the hour of whatever
Oh yeah.
hour, what it's called. There's plenty time to rest later.
I mean, you can just call it like the first hour, you know.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or actually, I mean, I guess it'd be like this approaching the 16th hour, because yeah, because
Yeah.
the first hour would be the time that Chiron, the sun, is at its peak. Um, yeah, just as a holy thing. So,
So as it's approaching a certain number hour,
all right, make another
yeah.
investigation check, I guess.
Oh, nat 20.
All right, so you notice, amazingly, that this that that over the time the thinner hand started moving much slower, and as the hour passed, it reached an equal spacing from where it was originally to um, in between the next two symbols. Um, Obviously, it's not synced up or anything, but it seems to be moving um, according to the time.
Yeah. All right. So as soon as that clicks and my eyes get a little wider, I I pop open the thing again, like the one on the top. I click that up and then turn it the way that the hands weren't that made it start making noise in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
and then click it back down. And uh, yeah, I don't know. Then I start going through it and I start assigning certain hours places on the dial and seeing them line up at the 16 or whatever. If I take that as this hour and I set that as a base, I'm going to use that to check it every now and again to determine a pattern.
Okay. I mean, rolling your 20, you figured it out in an hour exactly what it was doing.
Okay.
You
All
don't
right,
know the
cool.
script, so you can't guarantee that the numbers line up properly, but you at least
I
know
have a pretty
that the purpose of it is to track time.
okay.
Um, you also figured out that by pulling it out, you're basically winding it to work for a certain amount of time, though you haven't figured out the limits of it yet.
Yeah. Well, I gave it a good couple twists,
Yeah. So at least you know
and
what it's for.
so I figured it out. Where's Ed Mug? Did he leave?
He laid down, and after realizing you didn't want to talk about the cloth he gave you, you kind of just, whatever, have fun with it, and like laid down and went to sleep.
Yes, yes, all part of my plan. All right, so after I figured this out, I closed it, tucked it away in one of my pouches, and go to sleep.
All right. So you sleep. Morning comes. So you're under the longhouse. As you wake up, um, you wake up to the sounds of the village waking up in the morning, starting their work, moving around. Um, and now nobody saw you come into the village, so anyone that sees you is pretty intrigued. Um, a little offish, but not unfriendly. Um, but you can tell that they're all interested in what these strangers are doing here. Um, the old man from the previous night comes by and offers you a coconut um, that he had already split open, and offers you and Edward each one. Um, wishes you good morning, and then kind of rudely, but maybe not intentionally so, he asks when you'll be leaving.
Soon, very soon.
Okay, well, safe travels to you. And he goes back to his house. Uh, so Edmund drinks some of the coconut water, and then looks over to you. Well, we should probably be on our way. Make the day worthwhile while we still have Chiron. Um, and he gets up, offers you his hand, and pulls you up. He also offers to carry your bag for you. Just he imagines you're still pretty like hurt.
It's all
Um,
right. I can manage. There's no reason you should be carrying for two.
that's fine. So you guys make your way towards the capital.
I So as we start heading out of the log house, I hang back from Edmug a tiny little bit and check the circular spinny dial go machine.
the timekeeper,
Yeah, super.
the ticking time tracker.
TikTok.
Um, okay, so it's still running. It's fine. You can wind it up more if you want. You do notice that it reaches a limit once you wind it up a certain amount of times. Um,
Okay.
but at checking on it and winding it again, you notice that it can be wound up more. Not a lot, but it seems that you should do it more than once a day in order to keep it going.
All right. Also, seeing as the amount of hours that passed is represented in the timekeeper face, I set um I set like, you know, 31 at the top and one at the
Would be the next one.
at the next one. So I set it to according to the day.
Okay. Um,
Actually, I flipped.
huh?
31's at the bottom.
31.
31's at the bottom.
Okay.
Yep.
No problem. So yeah, anyway, so you guys carry on. Edmund asks you as you're walking if you figured it out at all, because as you said, you stepped behind him to work on it.
Yeah.
Like
I tell
village, he asked you about it.
I'm still working on it. I think I've got it figured out, but I'm not completely convinced.
All right. Well, just make sure. I mean, you can't keep it for too long. You got to give it to Angel once we get there.
I understand.
So yeah, so you guys start making your way towards the capital. It's going to take you a, a couple days to get there walking. It's pretty much right in the center of the island, and you guys are on the shore, so it's going to take a little bit to get there, but not too long. Um, Edmug's hopeful that you're gonna come. You'll find a city with mounts within a day or two, just to make it a little bit easier on you. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for the session. So I think we're gonna call it here. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. And the broadcast now. Bye.